high. Our team will fly. We've got the best team. Here's to the red and white, the red and white. We'll stand up for our school, finest in the land. We've got the best team in all Japan. We're number one.
From Manila, in the Republic of the Philippines, number 22, Rodel Lopez. Oh, he's 21. Rodel has lost the number here, but your parents can still recognize you, Rodel, I'm sure. Number 23, Damian Moore. Damian comes from Stockholm, Sweden. From San Francisco, California, number 26, Ray Gannon. From Long Beach, California, number 31, Reggie Laranang. From Yokosuka, Japan, number 44, Matt Hayden. From Long Beach, California, number 61, Joel Profeta. From Jacksonville, Florida, number 72, Kenji Butler. From sunny San Diego, California, number 75, James Irasusta. From Jacksonville, Florida, number 85, Rusty Pyrite. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior Red Devils, coached by Mr. Robert Stovall, Mr. Mike Murphy, Mr. Barney Rio, and Mr. Rich Warner. Good luck, senior Red Devils. Good luck to the Trojans. And presenting the flag tonight will be Kinnick's color guard. They are Mr. Peter Plete, Lisa Penn, DJ Purnell, and Logan Wyreski. Please stand for the posting of the colors. And the Kinnick Band will play the national anthem of the United States and Japan.
What's this? Shofar. They're singing the national. I didn't know they were having the field. Don't wait for the
national anthem will be sung by the choir directed by Miss Mary Liner, the show choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of a bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kinnick show choir.
And with that wonderful presentation by the Kinnick Show Choir, we launch into this edition of CFACE 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football. Homecoming on Halloween here at blustery Berkey by the Bay, John.
Oh, we do have a windy night tonight. It's going to be a factor in this game, I believe.
It would be more of a factor, I think, if the teams pass the ball more, like we've had, last year, for example.
Right.
I think it's a crosswind going across the field. Certainly, the dust getting in people's eyes will have an effect.
And it's going to affect the kicking game. That's where it's really going to come into play.
But wind or no, this will be the one that decides, will Kinnick win 3 consecutive outright Canto Plain football championships, or will Zama throw the whole thing back into turmoil?
Well, we could have a 3-way tie just like we did in basketball last year. So
We sure could.
it'll be interesting. Something I've been thinking about today, you'd think normally, Kinnick's won it 2 years in a row. Zama had a couple of bad years. They got a chance to tie for the title. You'd think they'd be up. But this Kinnick team, there's not many players on this team that were on those 2 championship teams that played a lot. So these guys are hungry, too.
This is true. They want a taste of it just as badly, I think, as Zama does. Yep. Zama and ASIJ shared the title in '94. Kinnick wins tonight. They will have 3 outright championships, the first time that's happened in the league since Yokota did it in 1991, 92, and 93. Of course, that was in an era when Yokota was dominant. Things have certainly changed. The landscape has changed. We have the opening coin toss. Looks like Zama won the toss. And head referee Vern Lask was looking at the Trojans first. It looks like they will receive to the north end of the field. It is the Zama Trojans, 3-2 in league. The Kinnick Red Devils, 4-1 in league, going for all the marbles. And we welcome you, viewers, to CFACE 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football. CFACE 7 is a division of your MWR.
We have a big night of activities. As we've mentioned, it's homecoming, so at halftime we'll have a lot going on, including the marching band doing their annual show, the award of the princesses being presented out there.
And, of course, the crowning of the king and queen.
Yep.
Always a high moment in any senior's year.
That's right. This is it.
Yep. So, the Trojans back deep to receive Danny Padilla, Terrence Quinton, and Abe Pignon. Back deep for the Trojans to receive the kickoff from Jimmy Caldwell and the Red Devils. The Devils coming off a 54-0 victory in a game that was shortened by darkness on October 25th up at Bonk Field. The Trojans coming off a 7-0 defeat at the hands of the American School in Japan Mustangs on the same afternoon. There's the kick by Caldwell. Goes to the up man, Dion Anderson, at the 30. and he's got a lot of open running room. He's only got one man to beat. He gets all the way to the 46-yard line of Kinnick.
That was a good return by him. Brought down number 37 there for Kinnick.
And the
That's
Trojans,
Robbie Thorne.
The Trojans will start in Red Devils territory at the 46-yard line. That was a 26-yard return for the Trojans, and they came out fired up at least on that one.
I understand Zama has a new quarterback that didn't play against us in the first game.
Alex Miller, whose father, Brad, is a Kinnick graduate, 1966. Imagine that. Talk about mixed emotions. There's the handoff straight up the middle to Cecil Rogers. Not a lot there. He's in the backfield along with Danny Padilla. Looks like Dwayne San Augustine, that foot injury that he suffered about 3 games ago, he still is unable to play. He tried to go a couple of downs last week and just couldn't quite hang. He had 2 carries for minimal yards.
That's got to be a big loss to the Trojans.
But they have a stable of backfields, of running backs who can handle the load. There's the fake to Rogers. Miller carries around left end. Pitches to San Augustine, who, just as we talk about him not being in there, there he is. Goes all the way down to the 17-yard line.
That was a real nice play there. It was a late pitch to St. Augustine. He's coming out. He's limping.
So right away, that foot injury is having its effect.
Yeah, he's limping pretty bad going out, but that was a real nice run by him.
Up to the 18-yard line, a 26-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Going for first blood early.
Yeah, Kinnick needs to come up with a big stop here. I have a feeling that if Zama can get on the board, they're going to be awfully tough.
They sure will. It'll give them a psychological advantage. Here's a handoff to Rogers, gets to about the 15 and no more.
Yeah, straight up the middle there. And most teams haven't had too much luck going against the Kinnick middle. Only ASIJ a couple of weeks ago had any luck there.
3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 from the 15.
2nd and long, 7 from the 15.
If Zama wins this game tonight, ASIJ wins tomorrow at Yokota, or Saturday at Yokota, a 3-way tie for first place at 4 and 2. There's the handoff. Padilla to the outside. Has a little bit of running room. And gets to about the 12 or 13-yard line.
Ray Ponemeyer with the stop there. Played that one real well.
Good open field tackle.
Yeah, if he'd gotten by Ray, he had some yards to gain.
To the 12-yard line, where it will be 3rd and 4.
Playing 4-down territory here.
Oh, at this
wind, I don't think we'll see any field goals tonight.
No. They'll be going for 6. Miller gives to Rogers to the outside. Looks like he's got the first down.
Yeah, he's tripped up again by Ponemeyer was the initial hit on that.
The linebackers in the secondary are having to make a lot of tackles, John.
Yeah, and Zama's trying to go around the outside, and that's where people have had some success against Kinnick.
Ball is at the 8-yard line.
That brings up 1st and goal.
8-yard line for the Trojans.
And the Trojans knocking at the door. Rogers comes out. Quinton comes in. Going with the small backfield. That's sort of, as Jay Gilbo in his day coaching the Trojans would have said, he's going with the quick backfield.
The quick feet.
There's Miller. Nothing doing. Gets away from one tackle and somehow manages to get positive yards out of it to about the 6.
Yeah, that was a good job by Miller on that. He was racked up for a loss there and ended up picking up a couple.
Wrapped up, it looked like, by Jason David.
Jason David got a stop for the Red Devils, brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and 5, it would have been, 6. A 2-yard gain to the 6-yard line. The Trojans have had trouble down deep. Handoff to Rogers, and he gets nowhere.
Nothing there. There's Matt Engstrom there to stop him, along with Reggie Laranang, number 31, and Kenji Butler, 72.
Maybe to the 5.
It's good gang tackling, and now Zama trying to run it up the middle when they had the success going around the outside.
Sure did, and I think that's probably where they're going to go this time.
Yeah, they need to.
Unless they go pass play. Again, Padilla and Quinton, the small backfield in their Pignon and Ramsey, the wide receivers. There's the fake, and the pitch to Padilla from the outside, and he will not get there. In fact, he might have lost a yard.
I believe he did.
That option does not work as well when San Augustine's not in there. Loss of a yard to the 6-yard line, and just as we said that we wouldn't see a field goal attempt, here comes Carter Hoff to try a 23-yard field goal.
Well, this is interesting.
And it's at a bad angle for a right-footed kicker. As Zama counts him up at the line, Lucas Allensworth, normally a center, lines up at right tackle. And a delay of game penalty will be called against the Trojans. That'll set them back a few yards.
And we'll see. I don't know if that was going to be a fake from the start or not.
It'll be 4th and goal from the 11-yard line.
People over there by the band area, they really need to move. Those people aren't moving at all. And I
Hoff will try again. This will be
You're down by the band area, if you would be kind enough to move back.
a 30-yard attempt. There's the snap, the spot, the kick. Long enough.
Looks good.
And good.
It is good.
So Zama gets on the board. They don't get 6, but they do go up 3-0.
And I got to admit, I'm surprised to see him kick, but they have some confidence in their kicker, obviously, as he put it right through the goalpost.
With 7.5 left in the first quarter, 3-0. Trojans with the lead. I think Kinnick still has to feel pretty good about not letting them get in the end zone.
Yeah, they had 1st and goal from the 8, and they ended up having to kick from the 5 before they got the penalty. So that was a good defensive stand there by the Red Devils.
It'll be Tiger Berry kicking off for the Trojans. Rusty Pirate, Danny Ayers, Gerald Soriano, and Jimmy Caldwell back deep. Reggie Laranang, one of the up men. Is Berry, and he's a rare straight-on kicker. I mean, soccer-style kickers have come into vogue. Remember when they were the exception back in the 60s? Guys like Pete Gogolak.
Certainly did. That's a nice kick.
There's the kick by Berry down deep to Pyrite at the 15. And he starts out the right side, goes up the middle to about the 38-yard line, where he's brought down by Padilla and Quinton, who are normally the deep men for the Trojans on
As a good return by Rusty there. Gave the Red Devils good field position out at the 38.
And that's where they'll start.
And yes, we have Dominic Crowley going to be playing quarterback starting off tonight. Means Ray Gannon will be lined up as tailback.
Which worked very successfully a week ago. Lopez has been bothered by injuries.
Yes, he has.
Crawley, the freshman, he'll be around for a while, and good experience for him. He drops back, first play, sets up to throw. The pass caught. And should be close to a first down. Richard Ball on the catch.
And I wasn't sure he was throwing to Richard. I thought he was throwing to the up man on that one.
Sure looked it.
But Richard Ball right there to catch that.
Gain of 11 on the play for a first down.
And it is a first down at the 50-yard line.
And that's something we haven't seen Kinnick do in a while, come out passing the ball on first down.
No, they're normally a running team. And of course, Zama's just as tough to run up the middle as the Devils are. There's Gannon to the outside, and Rogers wrestles him down at about the 45-yard line.
A nice gain of 4 or 5 yards.
I'll tell you, if Rogers doesn't get him, he has a lot of open field room.
Yeah, he really did. It was wide open out there.
Second and short 5 for the Devils.
Just inside the 45-yard line.
The land of 1,000
And
dances under the direction of Miss Jorgensen are approaching
the Devils now operating in Trojans territory. 2 receivers to the right, Ayers and Pyrite. Crawley in the shotgun. And it's a instead it goes to Gannon. Looks like the old single wing, and Gannon with a lot of open field room, but wrestled down by Matt Kinneary and Terrence Quinton.
Yeah, Ray never saw him coming. Came from the backside and took him down. But you're right, that was a direct snap right to Gannon, and he just took off running.
Gain of 4. It'll be third and a long 1 at the 41-yard line. A lot at stake in this ball game. A lot riding on it.
Third and long yard to the Devils.
Devils trying to answer the Trojans, who got 3 on the board on their first possession. Crawley fakes, rolls right, looks for ball, throws it over his head, incomplete, as he's hit hard on the play by Steve Taylor just as he released it. And it'll be 4th and 1, and to me it's 4 down territory here for the Devils.
Well, you got the win, you kick, put them deep in their own territory.
And Caldwell is in to punt on 4th down. But the Trojans are up. Now Dion Anderson drops back deep. Here's the snap to Caldwell. The rush is on. The kick is away. It angles high and out of bounds, but deep in Trojans territory at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, good punt by Jimmy to knock it out of bounds down there. So the Trojans will have a long way to go in this possession.
6:04 left, first quarter. Trojans ball, 1st and 10 at their 12-yard line.
Spectators, if you're a Kinnick graduate who's come back to tonight's game, please drop by.
Once more, if you're just joining us here on C-Face 7's coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football, Devils going for the whole roast. A 3rd straight outright league championship. The Trojans trying to have it, at least. Here's Miller. Fake handoff, pass batted away, incomplete. I didn't see who got his hand on it. I think it was Danny Ayers.
Yeah, it could have been. I didn't catch the number either. Almost intercepted after it was batted up in the air.
Batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 12.
I was going to ask you, I hadn't seen Miller. Does he have an arm? Is he?
Well, he's a veteran of the Korea Youth League. He played for the Yongsan Raiders for 1 year. He and his brother, before they transferred over to Zama. He did not see very much action at quarterback. Played quarterback last year for the JV. Here's a draw play to Green, who's in for the first time, and he gets nothing.
Nothing there. As Rusty gets up from the bottom of that pile. And he had plenty of help. Matt Engstrom was over there.
Tyrone Green, who has had 299 yards in his last 2 games. Lost 2 there to the 10-yard line, just past the 10. It'll be 3rd and a short 12 for the Trojans.
This is a big play for the Red Devils. They want to stop them here and force them to punt. They'll be punting into the wind, so they should get good field position.
And in that battle, the Devils certainly would appear as if they would gain a huge advantage. Here's Miller. Quick pass is in the dirt, incomplete, intended for Ramsey.
Yeah, well short. So that does bring up a 4th down.
That's what the Devils wanted.
That's right. That's why we punted earlier.
4th and 12 at the 10. That'll mean Nathan Jones will come into the lineup to punt.
Yeah, Ray Gannon drops back deep for Kinnick.
The ever-dangerous Ray Gannon. And he's coming up to about the 25.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is.
Maybe he's expecting a fake.
I don't think you'll see a fake. I think he's going to blitz. They're going to try to block
And here comes the rush!
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a penalty.
We got had a flag down.
It is illegal procedure against Zama, so that'll knock him back 5.
Another 5.
I think what the rush did there, John, is succeeded in making, giving a couple of the linemen the heebie-jeebies and
That's
maybe
right.
made them start a little bit too soon.
Yeah, they saw Ray Gannon sneaking up from deep, and who wouldn't be a little worried?
Absolutely.
Mr. John Leinert and the voice of the Stripes, Mr. Dave Leinert.
4th and 17 from the 5. Jones in the shadow of his own end zone. The snap is high. Will he get the kick away? He does. It's
pretty
short.
decent kick, though. And it gets a Zama roll.
And it'll roll out of bounds at about the 48. So Nathan Jones did an excellent job under pressure.
Yeah, that was an excellent kick. Against the wind, under pressure, to get that much yardage out of it.
43-yard punt by Jones. It looked like it was going to be short, but it got a huge bounce.
Yeah, I'm just amazed he got it off. It looked like it was going to be blocked.
But the Devils will take over in Trojans territory at the 48-yard line. They're trailing 3-0. The Trojans with a 30-yard field goal by Carter Hoff on their first possession. 7.5 minutes left first quarter. Here's Crawley. Under center, I backfield, a handoff. to Caldwell. He'll get a couple. Tough yards.
Tough yards up the middle.
Where it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line. In a fast-moving first quarter, here comes Damian Moore bringing the play in to the freshman Crawley. As usual, a small backfield for the Devils, but that just has not seemed to faze them all season long.
No, it sure had.
From the gun, here's Crawley. On the option, the pitch out to Gannon. The ball is loose.
On the ground, I think Zama got it.
And they do. Trojans football.
And I tell you, from my angle, it looked like a forward lateral anyway.
Steve Taylor on the fumble recovery.
So Zama gets the first big break of the game.
Taylor on the recovery for the Trojans.
And they'll take over 1st and 10 at the Devils' 48-yard line. One thing that we've noticed in this game is both teams have operated in each other's territory all game long.
That's sure true on that.
Timeout, I believe, called by Kinnick. Or Zama, no. Yeah. So they call a timeout. Try to decide what it is they're going to do.
Well, they want to be on the same page on this. This is a big chance if they can push it down and score, they're going to be in control of this game.
Absolutely. The type of control that they've had against the lesser powers in this league, but anytime they've come up against one of the better teams, the only time that they've won has been a 19-7 win over ASIJ early on in the season. I think not only do they want to share the title, John, but they want to show that they can match strength and wits with the best of them.
That's true, and you look at Zama, they're a young team, actually. A lot of their players, they're going to have a lot of them back next year. And on paper, they might be the favorite to win it next year.
Could very well be, as, if they're able to keep some of these guys, and they do have a lot of young people. One of them is the ones lined up in the backfield right now, Tyrone Green. Here's Miller under center. 3 receivers set, and oh my, look at that! Danny Ayers on the blitz, sacks Miller.
Yeah, nobody blocked him. He was in there on Miller before Miller knew what was going on.
Great play by Danny Ayers.
And he's been doing that all year.
Loss of 6, 2nd and 16 from the Trojans' 46, and they're back in their own territory.
So we can say that timeout didn't help them a whole lot.
No, it did not. Now they go still in
they're in a trick play.
It's the swinging gate. That's something they picked up from ASIJ, I guess.
Yeah.
They ran that tons last week. Here's Miller running to the outside. Gets a couple as Gannon's there.
Yeah, that
along with Pontemeyer to make the stop.
Yeah,
there's a page of Fred Young's playbook, I believe.
And he's in attendance tonight along with 3 of his players and assistant coach Chris Duke down here wanting to see just what they're going to be playing for on Saturday.
Yeah, he said, I talked to him before the game, he just couldn't wait. Plus, he said he always likes to come down and see a good football game.
Of course, the word is tomorrow could be Fred's last game as head coach of the Mustangs. Here's the option again. Miller keeps around left end and nothing doing.
There.
Reggie Laranang came up and just shut him down.
Yeah, good stop by Reggie and number 61 there, Joe Profeta.
And so the Trojans will have to get rid of the football.
How did you give me your name again?
4th and 14 at the Trojans' 48-yard line. Maybe closer to 15.
Yeah, and that was not really an impressive series of downs there for Zama.
No, not at all. Here's Jones.
And they're a little confused here in this punt formation.
Yeah, they might have to burn another timeout. Play clock winding down. There's the snap. It's high. And another flag flies, and
might be illegal procedure.
Could be against Kinnick, though. It might be an offside.
No, it's against Zama. I don't think they had enough men on the line. They were kind of dancing around back there.
So it'll be 4th and 20 from the 42. Now the Trojans, after starting at the 48 of Kinnick, have lost 10 yards.
Brings up 4th and about 20 yards.
So, I got to give credit to the Kinnick defense once again. They've done their job.
Yes, they have. As we hear the sounds of the Jailhouse Rock playing down below, you know the Devils are trying to put the Trojans' offense in the jailhouse. They're doing just that. High snap to Jones. Gets the kick away. Again, a nice job under pressure.
Yep, another good roll.
And it'll be out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't his strongest kick, but he got a good roll.
And do we have a penalty? Block below the waist against Zama.
So they're going to have to do it again.
It looks that way.
Illegal block against the Trojans.
I mean, unless they spot it after the play.
Well, it would have to have been on a rusher going for the kicker.
Could very well
where
be.
The flag was thrown, so...
And if it's before the punt, they will have to do it again, and they would have to do it from the 27-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And Kinnick is lining up in the offensive huddle. They apparently they don't know that the flag was thrown.
Yeah, they're going to have to get their defense back out there.
Yeah, they'll have to get the special team back out there. They are going to march it off. 15 yards.
So Kinnick should come out with better field position than they already had.
From the 38-yard line, they're going to march it back to the 23.
So Zama is racking up a lot of negative yards here.
Marching smartly in reverse, back to the 23-yard line, where it will be 4th and 39.
The way they're snapping it, one over his head would be nice here for Kinnick.
Yeah, it sure would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll take that.
I think you would. There's another high snap, again almost over his head. Jones gets the kick away, rolls to the 50, and stops dead at the 47-yard line. So the Devils did quite nicely on that exchange.
Yeah, they picked up quite a bit of yards. It's back about where originally Zama started with the ball.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line for the Devils, with 1:51 left in the first quarter. Zama 3, Kinnick nothing. Again, the difference in the game, a field goal by Carter Hoff. Here's Crawley. Handoff Engstrand. Brought down at about the 49-yard line. He's been hurting too, John.
Yeah, he has, and actually Coach said he was going to save him and play him on defense mostly tonight. But I see he's in there running fullback right now, where he's had a lot of success. He's a real good short yardage man.
Probably need the strength inside, especially against that Zama interior.
Yeah, and he's a good blocker also.
Crawley on 2nd and 8. Drops back. The rush is on. Trying to set up a screen, and Tiger Berry brings him down.
Yeah, that was a big play by Tiger Berry, who's been around forever for Zama, it seems like.
He's one of the few veteran players on that team. Loss of 17 yards on the sack makes it 3rd and 25 from just past the 32-yard line. So neither offense able really to generate anything after the Trojans' initial drive. Yeah. Definitely a passing down. But they go to Gannon instead. Fights through a couple of tackles but doesn't get a whole lot.
Yeah, he did a lot of running there for a couple of yards.
Sure did.
Tough yards. So Kinnick's going to have to punt here.
On 4th and 24 from the 33-yard line. So both ball clubs getting excellent opportunities and good field position, John. Just not able to do anything with it.
Yeah, Kinnick needs to kind of hurry here. They've got the wind, whatever wind's out there now. But when the quarter ends, they're going to be going against the wind.
And speaking of the end of the quarter, that's what we've got as time runs out.
Yep, that's the end of the first quarter.
With the score of the Trojans 3, the Red Devils nothing. Let's take time out. You're watching Kinnick Red Devils football on CFACE 7 Sports. Hey, Skyler. In 5, 4, 3. Fourth down at the 33-yard line. 24 yards to go for Kinnick. Caldwell into punt. Dion Primetime Anderson back deep for the Trojans. As we begin the second quarter, Devils staring at a 3-0 deficit. There's Caldwell, gets the kick away. It's a good one. Angles it away from Anderson and out of bounds. At the 37-yard line. So a kick of 30 yards.
So Zama will get good field position here.
Not that it's mattered after the first possession, as we said.
No, both teams seem to be in reverse tonight so far.
I think probably both teams are pretty tight, too. There's a lot riding on this game.
Yeah, they both know it. It's going to be a war the whole time, I think.
It hasn't been a game with this much meaning in the league, I think, since this very same weekend 3 seasons ago. We'll get to that in a minute. And it involved the Trojans, too. Full house backfield. There's a inside handoff to Padilla. Doesn't get much, maybe to about the 39-yard line.
But Zama tried a little misdirection there, and you don't see that too often.
That's something they apparently just put in for this ball game. And I mean, this is the time that you want to do that, you know. Last game of the season, you don't really have anything to hide.
Yeah,
anyway,
well, the ball stops out, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, 3 years ago, the Trojans were involved in a 21-16 loss to the American School in Japan Mustangs. That put the Mustangs in position to share the league title, and they almost threw it away the next week down here. Another inside handoff, this one to Green.
Green up the middle, brought down on the play by number 21.
And he gets to about the 42-yard line, a gain of 3.
Yeah, Lopez with the tackle there.
It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 42-yard line. So at least the Trojans are marching ahead. Not a lot of yards, but they're making forward progress.
Well, at least it's 3rd and less than 10.
Right. Now they go to the straight eye. Padilla goes out, flank to the right. Pignon to the left. Miller, hands off. Green bounces off a one tackle. He's out in the open to midfield and is tripped up and brought down by Gannon. Nice run by Green.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Green after getting hit initially, and he picked up enough for the first down, more than enough for a first down.
And the Trojans are on the march. Gain of 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the Devils' 47-yard line. 10:23 left, second quarter. Trojans up 3-0. Going for more. Split backfield behind Miller. Handoff Rogers. Tripped up, nice play by Pontemeyer. He's been in a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, he really has. That's a good job by Ray.
Gain of about 3, a short 3. It'd be 2nd and a long 7.
But Zama is moving forward.
Yes, which they weren't doing on the previous couple of series.
No, they weren't.
So
Kinnick's defense got to come back up here.
They need a stop. From the full house backfield. Ends in tight. Change the snap count a little bit. Green on the pitch out to the outside. Gets past the 40-yard line to about the 39. Nice run by Green.
Yeah, I believe 31, Reggie Laranang there on the stop.
Hard to see with all that dust.
Yeah.
So Green getting his game untracked.
And they're doing it going around the outside again.
3rd and about 2 from the 39-yard line.
Brings up 3rd, short 2 for the Trojans.
Again, full house backfield. Been effective for the Trojans. Pitch out, Padilla. Not a lot of running room there as Engstrand.
Engstrand with a great tackle.
Read the angle and just came up and leveled him.
And I didn't catch it. Somebody in Zama laid a good block, though.
It'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go. Engstrom, God, what a stop that was.
Lopez limping off the field. Looks like he hurt his ankle.
Been a lot of injuries for the Devils, but boy, give them credit. They have played with such heart and courage.
Yeah, all season long.
On 4th and 6.
4th and 6.
Miller rolls right. Looks downfield to Kinnery. It's incomplete, and the Devils hold. And Kinnery looking for some pass interference, but I'll tell you what, John, it looked like he was doing the pushing off.
Yeah, there was some contact there, but it was hard to say who initiated it. So that was a good no call.
Devils hold. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their 43-yard line. So after the Trojans' offense got on track, started to move the ball, that play by Engstrand on that tackle, Padilla on that pitch out to the right side, just turned the whole thing around.
Yeah, sure did. And it's interesting, well, we'll wait till after this play.
Crawley from the eye, the handoff to Gannon, got a lot of running room to the 40, and is wrapped up by a bunch of Trojans. You look for some room, a flag flies, could be face mask, John, and the Devils are in business.
We have a flag on the play after the stop.
Yeah, I think it was against Zama for sure, the way the coaching staff's reacting over there.
It is a face mask, and the personal foul variety, so
15-yarder.
13 more yards.
Well, I was going to say earlier, when Zama had 4th down, it was about where Kinnick had 4th down. Kinnick punted. Zama didn't. So it shows a little difference in the coaching philosophy.
So they'll march the ball down to the 24-yard line. Oh, that's a good point, John.
Yeah, they could have punted and put Kinnick back deep in the hole.
At the 24-yard line.
At the 24, the Devils in business deep in Trojans territory. Now it's Zama, needs the big stop. Their defense is facing a hole. Gannon, another big hole. Past the 20 to about the 18-yard line. They saw something there. They've made an adjustment. They're going lead draw, John.
Yeah, and that's the reason they moved Gannon tailback anyway from quarterback, give him a little better chance at running the ball instead of off the option. It seems to be working so far.
2nd and 5 from the 19. And this is into the teeth of a Trojans defense that has been very tough against the run up the gut. Pitch out, Gannon, with Engstrand leading the way to the outside. 1st down and much, much more inside the 10-yard line. Could be 1st and goal. This has been Ray Gannon on this drive. It's been all Gannon. They are going to spot the ball just shy of the 10-yard line, so the Devils can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, it's been Ray Gannon with the ball, but he's had some great blocking out there by Engstrom, and that whole line out there. He's done a good job for blocking for him.
He's done a tremendous job. There's Engstrand carrying the ball instead of blocking. Doesn't get a whole lot that time.
Yeah, not much there. Big 98 for Zama with the stop.
It's Nick Walker.
Nick Walker, yep.
Walker on the stop.
Gain of maybe a yard.
Brings up
2nd and a short 10. Just past the 10-yard line. From the eye, 2 receivers.
At halftime, right there.
Yeah.
And a flag flies. I think we've got illegal procedure against the Devils.
I think so. That's going to cost them 5.
Back to the 15. It'll make it 2nd and 15.
Legal procedure against the Devils.
Again, the Devils can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown down here. We have just under 6.5 minutes left in the 1st half. Trojans 3, Devils nothing, but the Devils going for the lead.
Yeah, and they really need to punch this one in.
Pontemeyer and Ball split to the right from the gun. Crawley. The rush on. Oh, that was a handoff to Gannon, and he goes all the way, I believe.
No, they're calling it a little bit short.
That was a direct snap to Gannon.
Yeah, it sure was.
That's been very effective, John, and it was again.
That was a good fake. Had me faked out.
Oh, I thought Crawley was looking for the end zone. Oh, my, and they are going to call for the measurement. Looks like they may be just shy of the goal line. Boy, what had me faked out of my socks, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a good snap. And they're real close to a touchdown, so I have to believe it's going to be a first down.
And the band thought that they scored a touchdown, so they'll play the fight song twice.
Yep. No, they don't mind.
First and goal, Devils.
From the inch line. From the inch line, first and goal for the Devils.
Well, we either see Crowley keep it, or I think he'll give it to Engstrom up the middle. Yeah, they might move Gannon to quarterback. That's right.
No, Crawley's staying in there. Give it to their short man, Engstrom.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
He's their short yardage man.
Now here you don't want to get fancy. You just want to punch it in. Go get the lead. Be done with it. There it goes to Engstrom. He's there. Touchdown, Devils. And now it's Kinnick that goes ahead in this chess game.
Yep, up 6-3. So 6 minutes left in the first half.
6:12 to be exact. Devils in front. Homecoming Halloween at blustery Berkey by the Bay, and the winds of change in the Devils' favor. Going for 2, I believe.
Yes, they are. They're lined up to go for 2.
Crawley rolls right, looks toward the corner. I believe the pass is a little bit high, and it is incomplete.
2-point conversion attempt is
no good.
But the Devils go ahead 6-3 with 6 minutes, 12 seconds left first half. And, John, now it's the Trojans' turn to answer.
Well, let's hope they can't. Kinnick's where they want to be now. They've got the lead.
Major difference between this game and the one 2 years ago that the Trojans won 7-0. The Devils scored in this one.
That's true. We didn't score in that other one.
I think the thing also, the Trojans did settle in with a very strong defense in that game. But remember, in the second half, 24 minutes, the Trojans had the ball for almost 19 of them.
Yeah, controlled the ball.
And that was the way Gilbo did things. Nothing fancy. Just run up the middle here, run up the middle there. Caldwell with the kick. Following the touchdown, Pignon bobbles the ball momentarily from the 28-yard line, and he's brought down at about the 43 or 44, where the Trojans will start first and 10. A 16-yard return by Abe Pignon. It was his fumble recovery in the game last week against ASIJ set up the Trojans for their final shot in the closing seconds, only to have Anderson, who was put back in at quarterback, throw an interception on their final play. 6:03 left first half here. Devils up 6-3. This game for all the marbles, at least where the Trojans and the Devils and the Mustangs, who are here in attendance, are concerned. Miller with the keeper.
Just a keeper going up the middle.
Gets about 3, maybe to the 47-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 7.
There's Joe Perfetta, and wait till he gets up. I think it's Matt Engstrom. Yep.
These two teams played a dandy of a ball game about a month ago up at Trojans Field. Final 12-6 there.
Yeah, that game, I thought it was going to go into overtime.
I thought so, too. I thought we were going to be there for a while. Some great plays in that one. Here's Miller on the option. Pitches out to Green. Eludes one tackle. Gets away from another, still on his feet.
Went out of bounds.
But he did go out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, we'll give Engstrom credit for knocking him out of bounds there.
Otherwise, Green was off to the races.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
First down, Trojans, after an 8-yard pickup by Green. In Devils territory once again at the 44. In that 12-6 victory, that pass play on 4th down by Gannon, finding Danny Ayers down deep, and then Ayers' game-saving tackle on the kick return There's a handoff to Rogers, fighting his way through several tackles. Finally, they blow the whistle.
Ayers and Reggie and Engstrom all there, but Rogers didn't want to go down.
No, he didn't. And as big as he is, he's very tough to bring down. Gain of just 1.
Yeah, he's got some good size on him.
2nd and 9, just a short 9 past the 43-yard line. And he's still in there at full. Green at tail. Boy, Green's had some great games the last couple of weeks. Miller rolls left. Ayers on the rush. The pass away is it intercepted? It is caught. Intercepted by the Devils.
Devils take over on the interception. Number 31.
Number 81, Richard Ball.
Ball with the pickoff.
Now they're talking about it. Wait a minute.
We have a herd of zebras coming.
And
Red
whose
Devil
ball is it? It is Devils' ball.
Devils take over possession.
And that's the one thing, I talked with Fred Young before this one. He said what will turn this game in favor of the Devils is if the Trojans continue their streak of turnovers. They've had a whole bunch of them in the last couple of games. And even if the Devils don't score, at least it keeps the ball out of Trojans' hands. There's a handoff inside. Looks like Engstrom on the carry.
And not much there for him.
To about the 36-yard line. That was a kind of a wobbly throw.
It was under some pressure. We had a good rush on the quarterback.
Ayers was bearing down on him. I didn't see who was in his face, but if he'd held that ball for just another second, I think Ayers would have walloped him.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to throw it and threw it to a Kinnick player.
And a nice play by Ball. Diving interception. Crawley, the handoff to Gannon, and the Trojans adjust nicely on that play. A couple of them stayed at home.
Yeah, it's number 63 on the stop there.
And Nick Walker, number 98. That was Joey Fabinon. Third and 10 from the 34. For the Devils, the clock's still running. 3.5 left first half. Devils with a 3-point lead. From the gun this time. Crawley takes the snap. He'll roll to the right. Pitches out to Gannon. Got some running room, but he'll be way short of the first down, knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up a punting situation for Kinnick. So Zama will get the ball back with a little over 3 minutes left in the half.
4th and about 6 from the 38-yard line. Again, Caldwell will be kicking into the teeth of that wind. Anderson and Padilla are back deep. Now Padilla will be the lone deep man to receive this punt. Caldwell gets it away. Nice high kick. Padilla at the 30-yard line. Got away from one tackle. Couldn't quite break free, though.
It's Engstrom and Daniel Ayers.
Again, another nice punt by Caldwell. A return of 13 yards by Padilla.
So with exactly 3 minutes left in the first half, Zama will get one more chance to get on the scoreboard here.
From the 43-yard line of the Trojans.
Of course, the Kinnick defense wants to get another takeaway here.
Here at blustery, dusty Berkey. There's Lopez coming back in. Ayers wanted to go in, too. From the full house, Green to about the 45, where he's met by a whole slew of Devils.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to go down either.
No, took the whole right side of the line to get him, but they got him.
And a timeout called here, or at least referee Vern last stopped the clock. We have a flag down, and it's holding against the Trojans. And so once again, after, it was a decent play, not a lot of yards, but that's something they did not need.
No, they don't want to go in reverse here.
Because they were moving the ball nicely before the interception by Ball. They were held on their previous possession. Now a holding penalty knocks them back. to the 31-yard line. So the play will go as a loss of 2 yards. Tack the hold onto there, makes it 1st and 22 from the 31-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what Zama does. I don't expect them to pass here. I think they'll just keep it on the ground.
Again from the wishbone, and it's a power wishbone. It's not. Now Miller has to keep the ball. He was looking to pitch and didn't have anybody to pitch it to.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny-looking play.
Sure was. I don't think that was what Miller wanted to run.
But he got some positive yardage out of it.
He sure did, to about the 37-yard line. Gain of about 6, 2nd and 16. The Trojans historically have not run an option wishbone as much as they've run a power wishbone. It looks like they're trying to do some misdirection and traps and things like that. As quick and fast as Green is, I think they could be most effective doing it with San Augustine in the lineup. But I don't think we'll see him the rest of the game.
No, he hadn't been in since that first series.
What he suffered was a hyperextended instep. Inside handoff, Rogers, nothing there. Flag flies. I think we've got a face mask or a hold.
That might have been a face mask.
And we'll wait and see who applauds. And illegal participation against Zama. That's a 15-yarder, John.
Must have had 12 people in the field. Well, they still have 12 people in the field.
Yeah.
And there goes one off.
Now Padilla goes off, but again, a big penalty against the Trojans. And that flag was thrown by Vern Lask.
Well, that's his job to count the players on the field.
That's a dangerous place to put that band right now.
So it'll be 3rd down, loss of down along with the 15 yards. 3rd down and 31 from the 22-yard line. And a timeout called by Zama. Coach Othel Terrell wants to talk it over.
That's a good timeout for Zama. They don't need to make a mistake here.
No, especially when the Devils could get the ball back with excellent field position.
Right, and they don't want to give it to them in good field position where they'll go in and score and take control of the game. It's still anybody's game right now.
6-3, Devils with the lead. Just to recap the scoring, Carter Hoff, 30-yard field goal with 7:30 left in the first quarter on the Trojans' first possession, which was what made it look so much like that 7-0 game a couple of years ago. Made it 3-0. After a few misfires, the Devils came right back with Ray Gannon doing the majority of the running and Engström going over from the 1-inch line with 6:12 left in the first half, put the Devils up 6-3. And just quickly total that up here, Gannon had 47 yards on 4 carries on that drive.
Yeah.
Has he meant a lot to this team or what?
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
Whether it's at quarterback or returning kicks or playing free safety, playing with injuries.
Yeah, he's been banged up since midway through the year.
You know, in many ways, it reminds me a lot of George Thompson from last year. With all the stuff that he did. 2nd and 31, sorry.
2nd and 31.
From the 22-yard line, Trojans with one receiver to the left. Out of the eye, Miller goes deep. Pass intended for Pignon. Did he catch it?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. It is complete.
Well short of the first down.
But he did gain about 11 yards on the play to make it 3rd and 20 from the 33. And now it's the Devils who call timeout.
That's a good timeout for them. They want to get the ball back with a little time on the clock.
And again, with so much riding on this ball game, sometimes that's what you want to do. You tend to want to play stages like this, the end of the first half. It almost becomes like playing the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, and you get 4 timeouts a half. You might as well use them. Mm-hmm. And we see the Kinnick band down there getting ready to do their halftime performance.
And do they do a great job at homecoming or what?
Oh, they've done a great job for many years. And you can see the flag girls, wind still whipping around pretty good.
I'd like to see what happens to one of those flags if somebody tosses them.
Well, that's in the program. They may have scrapped that part of the program.
How far can they fly?
Yeah, I think they'll probably scrap that part.
Could very well be.
And those tuba players will have fun in the wind, along with the bass drum.
Okay, from the shotgun, Miller, 3rd and 20. Drops, throws to Anderson. The pass picked off by Gannon. Just as we were talking about Gannon and how much value he has to the team, playing center field, picked it off, runs it back to the 37-yard line.
So Kinnick's in great shape here with 1:44 left in the half to put some more points on the board.
From midfield, Gannon returned it to the 37-yard line, 13 yards.
And that ball was actually thrown straight to him.
I mean, he just stood there, waiting for it.
Just stood there and waited for it.
1:44 left in the half. Devils at the Trojans' 37-yard line, up by 3, going for more. From the shotgun, Crawley drops back, swings it out to Gannon. He gets to about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, not much there for him that time.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. And with a certain somebody who's rather close to you up here, John, right now, I must say once again that choir did a marvelous job on that national anthem. It was very well done. Once again from the gun, Crawley, 2 receivers to the right, takes the ball to the right side, pitches to Gannon, gets away from 1 tackle. He won't get away from about 5 or 6 Trojans. And will probably lose a yard. Barney Rio yelling for a timeout and gets it with 51 seconds left in the half. And the Devils will be facing 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Barney will want to talk this over and get the right play out there, because they're going to need to pick up a chunk of yardage here to keep this drive going.
And they're spotting it back at the 37-yard line, so to me it may be a little bit generous. But
yeah, there wasn't any place for Gannon to go on that one.
No, not at all.
Zama pursued real well and gang tackled him over there.
Still anybody's ball game, but if Zama keeps shooting themselves in the foot, which they've done quite a bit.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the one play we haven't seen tonight that has worked so well earlier in the year is the pass to Calhoun.
I know.
And, maybe this is a good place to put it in.
Could very well be, because he had a couple of big catches against Zama.
Yeah, and he was Ray Gannon's favorite target, possession-type passes.
The old,
so I don't know how, if Crowley's finding him or not, but it'd be a good time to call that play.
Like Fred Biletnikoff used to be for the Raiders all those years ago. Yeah, Warren Wells could burn him, but boy, Fred Biletnikoff could catch him.
And going further back in that, Raymond Berry.
And Johnny Unitas. Crawley fakes the handoff, rolls right, in trouble, gets away from 1 tackle, looks for the sideline and gets it, and a flag flies, and we could have a personal foul penalty.
Yeah, I think we do. This is going to be a late hit. I think he was well out of bounds when he got hit.
Because Gannon was applauding, and I think he probably saw something that we didn't.
Someone's down, getting up slowly, and it's Crowley.
It is Crawley.
Yeah, he went out of bounds, and I thought he got hit pretty good after that.
If it is personal foul, no, it's face mask. And that will give the Devils a first down at the 23-yard line if it is a 15-yarder. And so once again, Zama giving the Devils every chance in the world. It is a 15-yarder.
They really are. Zama's making an awful lot of critical mistakes here that's just really shooting them themselves in the foot here.
They did that against Edgren. They did that against ASIJ. And once more, the Devils in business.
And that does happen to young teams. And Zama is a young team, although they've got a full season under them now.
I mean, you think you'd learn at some point what not to do.
Yeah, and definitely don't do face mask.
Crawley Goes outside. There is Calhoun, and he goes out of bounds. Just as we talked about Calhoun, he gets inside the 20-yard line to about the 18.
And was able to stop the clock. 35 seconds left.
Devils trying to go up by 9, perhaps 10. Gain of 5 on that play makes it 2nd and 5 from the 18. Ayers to the right, Pirate to the left. I think it's time to go to Rusty.
Could be, or I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to Calhoun, same play, other side.
He's lined up tight on the right side. There's the handoff to Gannon. Smith's away from one tackle and is brought down. Didn't gain much, maybe a yard.
And more importantly, the clock's going to keep running.
But the Devils do call timeout.
And the Devils take a timeout. 24 TikToks on the home side.
And it was a gain of 1 that time by Gannon.
Kinnick tried to cross him up with the run up the middle. Did not work.
3rd and 4 from the 17 when play resumes. That is Kinnick's 2nd timeout. They have 2 more. And it could very well be that Caldwell gets called on to try a field goal.
Could be. He's over here on the sidelines loosening up right now.
Caldwell, one of the leaders on this team. On a Devils team that was rebuilt from the start. But then again, they don't rebuild here at Kinnick. They reload.
Really like to reload, that's right.
Began the season with 5 victories and an attitude like not only did they not want to lose, they felt they couldn't lose. Then there was the 2-week stretch when they lost to Edgren up at Massawa 9-8. And of course that 36-0 loss to ASIJ, but they righted themselves against Yokota 54-0. Here they are at the cusp of their 3rd straight league title and probably the most unlikely team to do it, John.
Yeah, actually going into this season, I don't think anybody really expected this.
Spread formation. 3rd and 4 from the 17. There's Calhoun. Goes back to Crawley, and it's through his hands, incomplete.
A little bit of a trick play there from Kinnick, as Calhoun is the backup quarterback behind Gannon and Crowley.
It'll be 4th and 4 from the 17. From here, it would be a 34-yard field goal, and Caldwell is in. I haven't seen him bring the kicking block with him, though. I think they're going to go for 6.
Yeah, I think they're going for the first down here. Well, I don't know.
No, Crawley is coming out.
Yeah, Gannon's there to hold. Now the question is this, they're going to call timeout?
Officials timeout.
They want the band to move, I'm sure.
And I know Kinnick is happy about that because they were 1 player short.
Yeah, there's a little confusion out there.
This will be a 35-yard attempt by Jimmy Caldwell.
If this is a real attempt, this may be a fake.
Into the wind. Gannon is the holder. The snap, the spot, the kick is long enough, and no good, wide to the left.
Good effort there.
Plenty of distance, but a little too much.
And so the Trojans dodge a bullet. With 15 seconds left in the first half, they'll take over at their own 20-yard line.
And the smart thing to do is take a knee here and go to halftime.
And talk about what you want to do in the next 24 minutes. And folks, don't touch that dial. This is going to be a dandy second half. Strap yourselves in and get ready for war.
That's right, and don't take a break at halftime. We've got a wonderful halftime show and festivities for you.
There's very few people, very few schools that do homecoming like Kinnick. And if you stick around at halftime, you'll see why. 1st and 10 from the 20. And Miller does take a knee. And that's what we'll probably do, go into halftime with the Kinnick Red Devils on top at halftime by a score of 6-3 in a game for all the marbles. Stick around. Halloween homecoming at blustery Berkey. We'll continue in just a minute with tonight's halftime activities. With the Kinnick Marching Band under the direction of Pat Jorgensen, fixes to take the field We'll see you come halftime.
Still rock and roll to me, an old favorite. As we see the flag girls go through their opening routine here.
I think Kinnick has the only marching band in Dodge in Japan.
Well, that used to be true, but I believe Yokota has now started to march. I mean, you know, once somebody starts something, everybody else has to kind of follow along.
Actually, that's good, though.
Yeah.
It's a very positive experience for a lot of these students. And speaking of this band, I mean, they just got through. They were doing a concert. The jazz band was over there at the Prince Hotel right out by Shorty Station.
Right, they've been doing that for several years now.
And they did a fine job. I was out there watching. There was a few other people out there, parents.
Yeah. And, you know, while you said other bands march, Kinnick for many years has had one of the most outstanding music programs in Dodge Pacific.
And, you know, this group here has come a long way just in a short period of time.
Yeah, it's like everything else. Bands have to rebuild, too.
It's nice to see how they grow, you know, as the year progresses. All right.
Oh, nice job by the Kinnick band.
This really sets it off, you know, homecoming and, you know, the band performing.
Bringing the saxophones up, I think we're going to get In the Mood now. Glenn Miller favorite.
Well, the saxophones get you in the mood?
As they will be the...
Hopefully it's a good mood.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, one of my all-time favorite songs.
See, you hear the cheerleaders on the side, their student body.
Yeah. As you see, saxophone players have all put on dark sunglasses.
The band is in the mood.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of getting the mood now, John. I can hear the brass in the background.
Yeah, they're doing a fine job here, and the flag girls are doing an outstanding job. They've had to modify the routine a little bit due to the high wind conditions. They were going to do some throws tonight, but can't do it now.
All right. And, you know, just to mention another bit of information, you know, some of these band players, they're playing for the South Pacific.
Yeah,
Rogers and Hammerstein South Pacific. It's going to be playing over at the Fleet Theater. When this game is put on the air, actually, it will be following the following Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
that's right.
Anybody that is interested, wants a musical.
Yeah, go see South Pacific. It's the first time it's been performed here. Band's now going to go into Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Isn't that a World War II song?
Well, yeah, I guess it was out during that. It was in an old Abbott and Costello movie.
Oh, yeah.
Done by the Andrews Sisters. I'm showing my age here.
Of course, I don't even remember that.
I'm sure you don't. Well, more recently, Bette Midler had a hit on this.
You know, there's a lot of work and preparation that, goes into homecoming, not only for the football team, of course, but the band here, all the floats that we're probably going to be taking a look at a little bit later. A lot of effort. Homecoming dance was last night. It's a big deal.
A lot of work goes into homecoming. You're right. Another fine job by the Kinnick Marching Band under the direction of Pat Jorgensen, Steve Lutt's speech. They did a wonderful job again for, how many years have they been doing this? Quite a while.
Well, they have been doing it quite a while. And something else I didn't mention, the pep band was following around the football team all season long. And, that makes a little bit of a difference, too, where you have some support and the band really rallies the team, or at least you can hear it in the background. It's a little inspiration.
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference to the team. I know the team really likes it. So we've seen both sides of the Kinnick music program tonight, with the show choir doing the national anthem a cappella, and then the band playing during the football game and doing this wonderful halftime show. And they're getting a nice round of applause by everybody that's here.
Yeah, I think the students are very supportive of all the, not only the athletes, but also the students that are in the band and other organizations, student councils here. They're involved in so many activities. It's really pretty impressive.
Yeah, and they do, a lot of them do so many different things also. I know several of the band members are also in the show choir or in the choir programs or on the football team.
Actually, I should apologize to the students for calling them children, but again, I'm a father, so it's a natural thing for me. So
here comes somebody off.
It's
someone Nikki I think.
Nikki Long. She's coming off for
I think she's one of the
special reasons.
Yeah, one of the nominees for Homecoming Queen, I believe.
That's true.
It's quite an honor.
ladies and gentlemen.
I think she was a little surprised. She's pretty low-key kind of individual.
Low-key,
but
huh?
sometimes I think you got to get to know her a little bit, and then she comes out.
We have the ROTC program out here with their rifle unit and honor guard.
And the honor guard, Mr. Brian Ferris, Sharon Bell, Jeremy Archie, Roma, Los Santos, Neil Granada, and Chris Delioso. Ladies and gentlemen, our princesses and their escorts. Ninth grade, Miss Crystal Guerrero, escorted by Senior Kenji Butler.
That's Crystal Guerrero, the 9th grade princess, being escorted by Kenji Butler.
And from the 10th grade is Rigel Aquino.
In the 10th grade, it's Rigel Aquino, James Irasusta escorting.
In matching uniforms. From the 11th grade is Julie Malati.
Julie Malari representing the 11th grade tonight. Reggie Laranang is her escort.
From the 12th grade,
Now we have our 3 12th grades.
we have Damian Moore and Michelle Simpson.
Michelle Sampson being escorted by Damian Batiste Moore.
From the 12th grade, Miki Long and Ray Gannon.
Also from the 12th grade, Mikiko Long, escorted by
That's Rusty Pirate.
Rusty Pirate.
Western Pyrite on the escort. And from the 12th grade, Miss Sinai Warner. And
Our last one from the 12th grade is Sinai Warner, being escorted by Ray Gannon.
And tonight's Grand Marshal, Miss Kathy Calhoun, escorted off the field by Matt Hayden, Alex John, and Rodell Lopez.
And Kathy Calhoun, our Grand Marshal this year, being escorted by Matt Hayden, Alex John, and Rodell Lopez.
Miss Kathy Calhoun was born in Miami, Florida, grew up in Raleigh, California.
This is quite an honor for Miss Calhoun. Of course, has son Mike Calhoun on the football team.
Well, she's involved in so many things. Of course.
She's involved in everything at school. She really is.
And so, I mean, to provide her this honor is probably very suitable. There's a lot of parents that are involved with so many activities, but, not everyone can get recognized. But she's a well-deserving pick.
Girl Scout and Boy Scout leader and leader of the junior and senior youth groups. Ms. Calhoun has chaperoned many high school and middle school dances, been active in the Kinnick High School sports boosters and band boosters. This year, she's very active being the football mom and football mom. She organized meals for millions for the players for home and away games with the help of the football fanatic parents. Ms. Calhoun is always volunteering time for her children and others and loves it. We are very proud to have her as our homecoming Grand Marshal. Ms. Calhoun,
Hopefully y'all could hear Mr. Mueller talking about Miss Calhoun.
and
Now we'll have the announcement of the homecoming queen.
The coronation of the queen. And she is Miss Sinai Warner.
Miss Sinai Warner is our homecoming queen for 1997.
Miss Warner is a senior who hopes to attend Brigham Young University in this fall.
As they put the crown on her head here.
Her brother Jared played on the football team last year, and her father was Miss Warner's assistant coach. Miss Warner, our heartiest congratulations.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Miss Kenny and all the student council folks who have made this homecoming a great success as the band plays the alma mater.
Again, that's another thing that they do. They go through so many organizational meetings and everything else just to put everything together. A lot of work on the individual's parts. You'll find them on the football team. You'll find them on all the other in the band, whatever. But they do a great job.
Yeah, they really do.
Time to get the crown on her out there. She gets a big hug from the Grand Marshal.
Well deserved.
There she is. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, wrong show.
She looks like she's a little cold out there.
Yeah, it's windy out there and a little nippy.
Well, her dad and mom are over here, and I'm sure they're very proud.
Oh, I know they are.
As are the other parents.
And nice canopy and our rifle guard Peter Plente, Joseph Bell, and Loma Aaron, and Logan Myers, Rusty and Nico.
Well, it's, Wendy.
But you're okay to stand some of that.
Danny, Cheryl.
Sure thing. What do you want?
Nothing.
You want? I'll give you a quarter.
Nice sight here as they all walk off the field one by one through the honor guard.
And Julie Brady.
Buddy, we'll eat all that in 5 minutes.
James Henry Joe. And Kenji and Crystal. Now it's John, Liddell Lopez, Matt Hayes, and our Grand Marshal, Miss Kathy Calhoun. Hey, thank you.
That's pretty good. She gets 3 escorts there, huh?
Yeah.
You see, he gives a hug to the escort.
And now we have the honor guard and rifle team and band coming off the field. I believe that's going to conclude the halftime festivities.
We'd like to give a big welcome to Mr. Brad Miller, who graduates from Donaldson Kinnick High School in 1960.
We're the kids from Yo High. Our team will fly. We've got the best team. Here's to the red and white, the red and white. We'll stand up for our school, finest in the land. We've got the best team in all Japan. We're number 1.
Welcome back to C-Face 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football, the second half of the final game of the season, before the All-Star game, of course. The Kinnick Red Devils 6, the Zama American Trojans 3, in what is a ball game with a lot on the line. Both clubs going, well, Kinnick going for the whole package, the whole roast, going for the full, complete, outright Kanto Plain football title. Zama trying to have it. If they win tonight, that also puts ASIJ back in the title picture with a possible share of the crown in Saturday's game against Yokota. Before we get started, a word of congratulations to Coach Meade, Coach Lask, Scott Moore, Alvin Smith, Kyle Schnitger, Ryan, however you say his last name, Schlentz, I hope I got that right, Alvin Diosa, and the entire Kinnick Red Devils cross-country team. The first Dodds Pacific team in 6 years to win the regular season championship and the league finals one Saturday ago at Tama Hills. And that has been just a marvelous job. And Scott Moore in that final, John, just looked effortless.
And he's just a junior.
That's the scary part. He'll be back to Far East next year, and to me, he's odds on to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And just effortless. He looked like he wasn't even breaking a sweat. Run so easily, so confidently. If he had wings, he would have flown.
Well, let's hope it carries over into the wrestling season for him.
Okay, we got Cecil Rogers of the Trojans, Ray Gannon of the Devils coming out to field center for the second half options. Zama won the toss and took their first possession deep into Kinnick territory. A field goal by Carter Hoff of 30 yards made it 3-0. After a few misfires, a few changes of possession, the Devils march down. Ray Gannon, 47 yards on 4 carries. Matt Engstrand from the 1-inch line put the Devils ahead 6-3, and the Devils have chosen to kick.
It's not unusual. Not unusual for Kinnick. They want their defense on that field.
And the Devils have opted to put their defense on the field.
So they'll be kicking off from the north end of the field to the Trojans, who will have the wind at their backs to start the second half. The Devils will have the wind in the fourth quarter. Hope everybody stuck around, watched the halftime performance by the Kinnick Red Devils marching band.
Yeah, they did. We talked about it earlier. That was an outstanding job.
I thought it was a terrific job.
Again.
I just love homecomings.
They're a lot of fun. They are. And, looking around, you see some guys that graduated last year that's still around. Saw Sherwin Moore down there, and I know Nick Gonzalez was here earlier, and Jeb Leinard's around here somewhere.
Somebody who's close to you.
Yeah.
The ASIJ Yokota game on Saturday, also a homecoming, out at Bonk Field, and from what I understand, will be the last game ever played at legendary Bonk Field.
Really?
They're going to tear it down, put up a new junior high school at Yokota, and build a new football stadium with lights where the soccer field is now. There's the kick by Caldwell to Padilla at the 28-yard line, and he gets knocked down at about the 43, 44.
So Zama will have decent field position to start their first drive of this half.
Both teams have had good field position all night long.
Yeah, they really have. Kinnick's defense has been good, but I tell you, Zama's helped them out with a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties.
And I think that's what one of the things that Kinnick is taking a gamble on.
The car.
Where is it?
On the left.
The owner.
They're trying to take a gamble and hope that the Trojans do turn it over and give the Devils good field position to open the second half.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do, is stop them here and get decent field position.
But here's that full house backfield, and that was what the Trojans were most effective. And a fumble on the play, and what were we talking about?
And,
Green picks it up, but the Trojans will lose tons of yards, a lot of real estate.
Yeah, lost a lot of yards there. Kinnick had the ball a couple of times, it looked like. It's kind of like a hot potato down there.
Dion Anderson was the intended recipient of that ball. Loss of 8 that time. It'll be 2nd and 18 from the 35. Anderson has not spent a whole lot of time in the backfield. So that was kind of interesting. Now, he'll come out. It was kind of interesting to see him back there.
Well, let's see who they have back there this time.
And a timeout called by the Trojans, so they're disorganized right off the bat.
Yeah, they're having trouble right off the bat, like you said. Take an early timeout with 11:15 left in the third quarter.
And that's not the time that they wanted to take a timeout. You know, here's where you want to conserve them. Okay, so they have 3 left. But this is a timeout they didn't have to burn.
No, they should have known what they were going to do coming out. Of course, that mishandled pitch there.
Now, it probably disorganized them even more.
Yeah, you know, now you're facing 2nd and 18 or 2nd and 20 or so instead of 2nd and 5 or 6. So,
right.
I mean, what you'd planned is going to have to be changed a little bit.
I think the Trojans also have to be thankful that they didn't lose the ball down there.
Yeah, that was that was close. It looked like 3 Kinnick players had a shot at it.
The ball appeared to bounce into the hands of Tyrone Green.
Yeah.
We hear the music of The Stripper by David Rose.
That goes back a few years.
Just a few, and the Devils are trying to strip the Trojans of any hope of coming back.
Nice job, Dave.
Here in the second half. You know, plays on words, things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go, full house backfield again for the Trojans on 2nd and 18 following the timeout. Here's Miller, and the pitch out to Green. Rusty Pirate all over him, wraps him up, brings him down at about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, good stop by Rusty there.
Green has only been able to break into open field a couple of times in this game. The Devils have not wanted him to break open like he did on that one touchdown play he had up at Zama.
Yeah, he just went off tackle on that one, I think, untouched.
3rd and 16 from the 37.
But the only success Zama's had has been going around the ends a little bit, trying to get wide. They've picked up some yards that way.
Miller, pitch out. Padilla fumbles the football, but he falls on it, and again the Trojans lucky they didn't let it get away.
Yeah, they're having trouble here to start. He's coming up a little bit slow, but he looks all right.
They'll spot the ball back at the 30-yard line, and the Trojans, well, the Devils were successful in putting their defense on the field in what they wanted to do, and that was force the Trojans back a few yards and get good field position on the punt.
I may have missed it. Do we have a flag in this play?
I think so.
Officials are talking.
Unsportsmanlike against the Devils. Ouch.
That hurt.
We have a flag on the player on sportsmanlike conduct against Devils.
I didn't see
The
anything.
flag was way back here in the backfield. That was thrown by an official 15, 20 yards off the play.
Well, I did not see anything at all.
And they're going to spot it. Are they going to spot it from...
I don't know if they're going to spot it from the
where the
side
foul
of the
occurred?
infraction or whether it was after the play was over with.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Either way, it's an automatic first down for the Trojans.
And it's a big break for the Trojans because they were going smartly in reverse again.
Mm-hmm. And they were about to punt the ball away.
Yeah, they were going to have to punt the ball away, and Kinnick was going to get great field position.
And it is a first down.
That'll give the Trojans a first down.
So how do you do?
And looks like they're going to mark it from where the football is.
Yeah, that's probably after the play. So it'll be marched up to the 45, but nonetheless, a fresh set of downs for the Trojans.
Yep, that's right. They'll get another 4 downs here to try to move the ball.
And they march right up to the line, and that has to be a confidence boost for Zama.
Well, and, you know, Zama coming out at halftime, they've looked real disorganized so far, and that shouldn't happen coming out of halftime.
Well, this may be the thing that lights their fire. Now they have 3 receivers to the right side. That behaved more as decoy than anything.
Yeah, as they run it right up the middle.
That was Quentin to about the 47-yard line.
47-yard line.
Reggie Larenang with the initial hit there. Had some help by Tim Winchell, number 43 in there.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 46. Don't forget, folks, the All-Star game coming up, the Kanto Plano All-Star game against the Japanese. That'll be here at Berkey on Saturday, November 8th. There's Miller around left end. Got a lot
Nice
of yards,
move,
still
yeah.
on his feet, and hit hard by Ayers and falls down on his back. It looks like he'll get up. But
That was a nice run by Miller. Good hit by Ayers.
a little wobbly. Still enough for a first down.
Dave, you know what time kickoff is in that All-Star
I
game?
believe that's an afternoon kickoff.
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock kickoff.
1 o'clock, okay. That ought to be an outstanding game. Yeah. CFA 7's going to be broadcasting that game.
11-yard pickup for the Trojans. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of the Devils. Here comes a reverse to Padilla.
He's got room.
Lot of room. Good block. Engstrom finally brings him down at the 31-yard line. So that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was a huge boost for the Trojans. They are on the move, and Mike Murphy, the defensive coach, wants a timeout.
Yes, he does. He's walked on the field 5 yards in, calling that timeout. He's going, what's going on here? And so they do get the timeout.
Called by Mr. Mike Murphy himself.
And we were talking before kickoff tonight about that All-Star game, and it appears as if the Japanese are going to bring their senior players out. I think they're tired of getting their heads handed to them.
Well, the last 2 years hasn't been too friendly to them.
No. And so might see a better ball game, might see a closer ball game, and plus the fact that, you know, with the talent level not quite as high, the experience level not quite as high as it's been in the past, we'll have a lot of young players on the American side.
Well, and the way that it's mixed, I think there's going to be 5 from Yokota, 5 from Misawa, and then depending on what happens here, if there's a 3-way tie, each of these teams will bring 10, Zama, ASIJ, and Kinnick.
So 40 players.
You've been in Japan too long, if you can remember.
And there will be a lot of talent coming in, particularly from Misawa. I have a feeling I know which 5 they're going to bring. Here's the first down, the inside handoff to Rogers. Engstrom with an ankle tackle.
Yeah, good tackle by Engstrom, but Rogers picks up a good 5-6 yards there.
The Trojans on the march.
And as disorganized as they looked earlier, now they're looking very good.
You know, I think a certain piece of yellow linen contributed mightily
Yes, no doubt about that.
to that organization.
So the defense has got to step up here again. They've been doing it all year.
Devils need a stop. 2nd and 5 from the 27. Handoff Green. On a fumble. And the Devils have it.
Waiting the signal.
It is Devils football.
Sure is.
I didn't see who recovered it.
No, I didn't get to see who got that either, but just as we were talking, got the big turnover.
And I think that was Richard Ball who got off the pile at the 21-yard line. And so just as we talked about the Devils needing a stop,
And the defense just came through and did it one more time.
8:24 left third quarter. 1st and 10 Devils at the 21-yard line. Kinnick 6, Zama 3.
Yeah, the Devils have to get some offense. They need to move this ball downfield.
8 men up at the line of scrimmage for Zama. Here's Crawley. Handoff Gannon. Some good yards, still on his feet, and gets to about the 28-yard line. Nice run by Gannon.
Nice run. He was stopped after about a 4-yard gain. Somehow got out of that and picked up another 4 or 5 yards.
Broke a tackle, I believe, to, is that the 29?
Oh,
28-yard line, give him
yeah,
that.
28.
7-yard gain to make it 2nd and 3. A short 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
I think one difference we're going to see in the All-Star game this year, John, is going to be a lot more running. There's been a lot of passing the last couple of years. There's Gannon again.
Still on his feet.
Past the 30, close to a first down.
30-yard line, close to the first down.
Boy, Gannon's just fighting in there for yards. He'll be shy of the first down by a little bit, I believe. No, Vern Laskin's going to measure.
They're going to measure for that.
Timeout for a measurement.
And you're right on that. I mean, all 4 teams, or maybe 5 teams, will bring their quarterbacks. Will be the All-Stars, and only Mike Johnson out of ASIJ does much throwing.
And then he threw a bomb last week to Bo Clark. The ball traveled 65 yards in the air.
He does have an arm.
Oh, he's got a gun. Looks like a first down. Barely.
Yeah, I see Vern nodding, but no signal yet.
I think he's breaking out a microscope. Just shy of a first down.
Yep.
So 3rd and inches from the 31-yard line, maybe 1 inch. You cannot come any closer, John,
No,
and not get it.
No, you really can't. Well, do I see Matt Engstrom going up the middle in this play?
That would be the no-brainer call.
That or the quarterback keeper.
One of the two. You know, as long and lean as Crawley is, all he'd have to do is lean forward.
That's right.
To get the first down. Ton of black shirts up at the line of scrimmage. There is Engstrom. First down. Much more.
He's still fighting for yardage.
They finally blow the play dead at the 37-yard line.
Engstrom to the 37-yard line for the first down.
Nice, tough run by Matt Engstrom.
And I'll tell you, with the way Zama was moving the football, if Kinnick can move it all the way downfield and score, or at least pin Zama back, that may be the backbreaker.
I agree with that, Dave. We need a nice long ball. Well, we can score on a fast play. I'll take that too. But
no, they need ball control. You need to take time off the clock. There's the pitch to Gannon, outside, just shy of the 40-yard line.
There's a good tackle by number 32, who plays both ways.
Cecil Rogers. You know, he wore a number earlier in the season that had been in retirement, that of Kevin Maxwell. He's been in about 3 or 4 different numbers ever since.
Yeah, he keeps changing.
But the number 8 has been re-retired. Actually, 2 players have worn it since Maxwell left. Rogers and Jason Sugg. There's Gannon again. A lot of running room to the 50. First down, Devils.
50-yard line for a first down.
I don't know. Do I see a little bit of dispirit in that Zama defense?
Well, sure looks that way.
Yeah, certainly seeing a lot of good blocking in there by the Devils.
Yeah, we're getting good yardage on each play now.
With every mistake the Trojans make, John, it's been that way the last couple of weeks.
So right on the 50-yard line.
Halfway home. 1st and 10. The Devils have gone 29 yards on this drive. Engstrom bulls his way forward to about the 44.
Nice run by Engstrom. Just right up the middle. Good 6-yard gain. And Kinnick's just ripping the yards off now on each play.
6 yards that time to make it 2nd and 4 in Trojans territory at the 44.
Yeah, and Zama, to get back in this, they need somebody to step up big here and make a big play.
No, they need a turnover. They need to do what they've been doing.
Turnover or, some sort of miscue by Kinnick where they throw him for a big loss.
Something. This drive has already consumed almost 3 minutes. There's Gannon to the outside. Got a wall of blockers in front. First down and more inside the 40.
Gannon across the 40-yard line down to about 36, 37-yard line.
Nice outside blocking that time by Engstrom. He almost took out 2 people.
Yeah, he really did. He screened one and blocked the other.
To the 36-yard line, and the Trojans burn another timeout.
Zama burns his second timeout.
And this is a good timeout. They've got to get organized on defense.
They sure do. After that 8-yard pickup by Gannon, it is 1st and 10 at the 36, and the Trojans just not stopping.
No, Kinnick's getting, 5, 6, 7 yards every play, if not more.
No negative yards on this drive at all. It has been all running. Haven't put the ball in the air yet. They haven't had to.
No, it's mostly been Gannon with Engstrom.
And it's mixed it up very nicely. Gannon with 21 yards on this drive. 31, sorry. Engstrom with 12. And the Trojans can't afford to fall behind any more than they are now.
No, but this is exactly what Kinnick wants to do. Just push that ball downfield, put it in, maybe with about the end of the 3rd quarter. That's nice going into the 4th quarter with the
wind at their backs, too.
Yeah, with a 13-3 lead or so. I'll even take a 12-3 lead.
This drive has taken 3 minutes so far, 8 plays, 43 yards.
with 5:24 remaining in the third quarter. The Devils continue to
Okay.
first and 10.
All set. First and 10 at the 36-yard line for the Devils. Leading by 3. Going for more. Crossbuck handoff Gannon. A lot of yards past the 30.
Gannon down to 29-yard line on the cross.
You know, don't fix it if it isn't broke. They just keep running the same plays, and they're gaining yards.
That time they committed to Engstrand through the left side. Gannon had a nice seam off right tackle. 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 from the 30.
Ball spot gets across the 30-yard line.
Notice on the opposite side of the field, Luis Suarez of the Trojans, he went down with a concussion a couple of weeks ago. Number 69 is being worn by Michael Martin in his honor. I ran into Lewis on the opposite side. He's a junior. He's okay, but probably won't play the rest of... Didn't suit up today.
So, yeah, his season's over then.
As Gannon that time.
Nice stop there by number 63. Yeah, Joey Fabian.
Loss of 1. That's the first play for negative yards on this drive. Makes it 3rd and 5 from the 31.
So Kinnick's in 4-down territory here, but that's got to help Zama a little bit.
Yeah, that they made 1 stop.
Yeah.
They need to make 2 more.
They sure do.
And illegal procedure that time. Ball left a little bit too soon.
Yep. That's going to cost them 5.
Maybe the Devils will have to put the ball in the air.
It's all right. We've been fairly successful at that tonight.
You know, find Calhoun on that 5 and out.
Yep.
That's been successful quite a bit of the time.
Yeah, all year long that's worked.
It is illegal procedure. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 36-yard line for Kinnick. 4:01 left, third quarter. Devils still lead 6-3.
So it's going to be an interesting call for Kinnick. We'll see what Barney Rio comes up with, whether he puts it in the air or whether he goes to Gannon.
Long-time offensive coordinator for the Greyhawks, the Seahawks, the USS Independence Warriors, Kinnick Red Devils. Barney Rio has been around a long time. He's worn a lot of hats. Let's see what he comes up with here. On 3rd and 10, Crawley. Pitch out Gannon. Armada of blockers in front. Got a huge block from Engstrand.
But he's short of the first down as Zama came up and made the play.
About 3-yard gain that time to the 33-yard line. 4th and 7. Will the Devils punt, or will they go for it?
I think they'll go for it in this case. I don't see, is Caldwell in there?
No, and Crawley is staying in the ball game.
Yeah, I think they'll go for it now. Again, what's the play? I'd still like that pass to Calhoun.
That may be what they do, but everybody's in tight.
Oh, this is their jumbo formation.
Fake to Gannon. The pass to Calhoun. It is bobbled and almost picked off.
Yeah, almost intercepted.
And so the Trojans have held, but the Devils, most importantly, knocked 5 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, they did. They ran some time, gave their defense a little rest. Of course, a lot of the guys on defense also play offense.
But it kept the Trojans' offense off the field after they were moving the ball so well.
Yeah. But Zama's got to be happy in that they stopped the Red Devils after, they started nice little drive by them.
They sure were. I think the play that took away the momentum was the illegal procedure. Okay, from the eye. Trojans 1st and 10. Flags fly as Rogers takes it to the 35-yard line. I believe this is an offside against Kinnick.
No, I thought it was illegal procedure on Zama.
Well, we'll take a look
I saw
and
somebody
see.
move from Zama.
Illegal participation against Zama.
12 players again.
Once again, we have illegal participation. That's what you get.
15-yard penalty from the 33-yard line.
And those Last game of the season, you just don't make those mistakes.
By this time, the coaching's done.
Yeah, you don't have
John.
12 players on the field. Somebody must be they must be using somebody that hadn't been playing a lot in there, and he's just not coming off.
You can't have 12 players. That used to be 12 men on the field, 5 yards. Now, NC2A, illegal participation is a major penalty.
Yep.
A huge infraction.
Yeah, and it's something you shouldn't see very often, certainly not twice in one game.
1st and 25 for the Trojans from the 18. So once again, they set themselves back.
Yeah, they really, there's no defense to those penalties like that.
There's Miller. Looks, throws deep for Padilla. The pass incomplete. He had to come back for it.
Yeah. Some bumping there, but that ball wasn't catchable.
And it was incidental contact, if anything at all.
Yeah, everybody was trying to stop and come back to it.
2nd and 25.
But Kinnick doesn't mind seeing them pass when you have somebody like Ray Gannon back there playing center field.
And a timeout, an official timeout called is Miller.
Miller's on the ground, yeah.
Miller low getting up on the play.
That means Deion Anderson is going to have to work that arm and get loose. He'll go in at quarterback. And the thing about Anderson, he doesn't have the arm and the control passing that Miller does, but he's more of an athlete. And with Zama emphasizing the run the way they do, he almost becomes a third running back in that backfield.
Running back, yeah.
Sort of in the same vein that Jesse Nunes was for the old Seahawks.
I remember Jesse.
Those years back. And you talked about Gannon a little while ago as far as playing free safety. Doesn't have Nunes' size, but he's got his heart.
Yeah.
And Gannon's one of those types of guys that says, yeah, you may get past the line. You may get past the linebackers, but, friend, you ain't getting past me.
How long have you been here? Have I been here? I retired from active league.
Okay, while we have this official timeout, we will take timeout. 2:58 left third quarter. 6-3, Kinnick leads Zama. You're watching Kinnick Red Devils football on CFA 7 Sports. .258 left third quarter. Devils clinging to a 3-point lead here on CFA 7, a division of your MWR. Dave Ornauer of Stars and Stripes, John Leinert, Mike's side, along with you.
So we have a forced change of quarterbacks here due to the injury.
Anderson in at quarterback on 2nd and 25. He keeps it. Almost had the ball stripped from him.
Yeah, he sure did.
And it'll be 3rd and long for the Trojans.
And Matt Engstrom getting up again after making that tackle. Yeah, Anderson comes in a tough spot. They were 2nd and 25 or so.
It'll be 3rd and 21 now.
Yeah, 3rd and 21. His arm's not limber, so it wasn't really a bad call right off the bat.
Well, again, it's probably not something that the Devils were expecting, but he almost fumbled the ball away.
Almost did.
3rd and 21. Anderson under center. Quick inside pass is almost picked off by Calhoun. Or wait a minute, it was!
Yeah, I think it was.
Unbelievable play by Mike Calhoun!
Jumped up in the air and just pulled that one down. Good.
Unbelievable.
Good quick reactions by Calhoun.
Incredible play. Devils 1st and 10 at the Trojans' 21-yard line. I can't believe what I just saw.
Great play by Calhoun. Bad call by Zama. That play wasn't going to go anywhere, even if he'd completed that pass.
That might be my play of the year, John. That was just incredible. Reflex, timing, and a great catch by Calhoun. Here's Gannon, 1st and 10. Around left end, to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds.
Down inside the 10-yard line.
And once again, Ray Gannon with another nice run.
1st down for the Devils.
Devils at about the 11. I don't know if it's a 1st down or not. Have to see where they spot it. It is close to the 1st down. They are close enough to measure anyway.
Yeah, they're going to measure it.
with 2:05 left in the third quarter. Now the Devils with a golden opportunity.
Yeah, they've got to punch it in this time. Or get some points somehow.
At least 3.
Yeah, they want the 6.
What a play. I guess maybe Mike felt he hadn't been catching enough passes all night.
Well, yeah, if your offense ain't going to throw it to me, I'll take it away on defense.
Take it away on defense, absolutely.
How about an M&M there?
That was just, it was a bang-bang play. That's the kind of play in high school which our team used to run. 1-2 step back fire,
Yeah.
Okay, a little short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and inches from the 11. And, normally somebody like, you're not going to have enough time to be able to react that quickly.
Well, it was an instinct reaction play. Just went up and showing good hands. He's a basketball player also, so.
I call it unconscious.
Well, I'm sure he didn't think a whole lot about catching that ball. It just happened.
A lot of concentration. Ray Knight, the old third baseman from the Cincinnati Reds, said concentration is the ability to think about nothing.
So 2nd and short here. We might see anything on this play.
I say Engstrom.
Yeah, may go for it all on this one.
Could be. They got enough downs to work with it on. Here's Gannon. Should get the first down, close to the 10-yard line, and that's where the linesmen are spotting it at the 10.
Yeah, he's knocked back, but he got inside the 10.
So it should be 1st and 10 or 1st and goal. Depends on where they spot the ball.
It looks inside the 10, so it's going to be 1st and goal.
It sure does.
Kind of hard to tell from here, but it looks inside the 10.
It is 1st and goal. 10 yards to pay dirt for the Devils, leading by 3. Pitch out Gannon. Follows Engstrom around the end. Inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, maybe the 6.
Down to about the 6.5-yard line.
Good run by Ray, but he paid the price. He got hit hard on that one.
Gets up a little slowly, walks back to the huddle. Just shy of the 5-yard line where it's 2nd and goal.
Kinnick switching out some offensive linemen there, sent about 3 replacements in.
Keep those people fresh.
That's right.
Let's see Engstrom getting a couple of carries down deep here. There's the jumbo. Gannon once again. Touchdown, Devils!
And the officials signal a touchdown, and the Devils go up.
Big score off a huge turnover. And a big interception by Calhoun. Gannon, 4 carries, 21 yards. Devils 12, Trojans 3.
And we'll see Kinnick go for 2 on this.
Try to make the mountain even higher. Now the Trojans have to score twice. The Devils don't have anything to lose really by going for 2 here. It's a 9-point game. And you'd think, the Trojans are probably going to want to get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they'll have to.
2-point conversion.
Jumbo right. Crawley fakes. Pitches to the left corner. The pass is incomplete.
Incomplete on the 2-point attempt.
Did see some contact down there. No flag.
No flag. Yeah, good effort there. Just didn't quite connect.
But with 1:15 left third quarter, it's the Devils 12, the Trojans 3. And how big is that interception going to loom in this game, John? The Trojans had their chances early on in the half. They've had plenty of chances, a lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties, but no play bigger in this game.
Yeah, that's definitely the play of the game so far.
Than Calhoun's interception. I mean, that's probably the play that defines the Devils' season.
Yeah, that goes a long way. If they win this game, which they're in good shape right now, and they win the undisputed championship, that play's got to go down as one of the big ones of the year.
Absolutely. And as tight as this league has been, something like that just make all the difference. Bang, bang, baby. Caldwell roots it down deep. Quinton at the 14. Eludes one tackle, eludes another, gets past the 30 to about the 32.
Yeah, lost his footing, went down without anybody touching him, actually.
And the Trojans, offense comes back on the field. 17-yard return by Quinton to the 31. 1:05 left third quarter. 13 minutes and 5 seconds left in the Devils and the Trojans season. What will it be? 12-3 Devils. Anderson still in at quarterback. Rogers and Green behind him. Pignon and Padilla, the receivers. Handoff. Rogers, nothing.
Nothing there. Met by the Kinnick line. And what Kinnick's got to do, they just don't want to give up a big play here. If Zama scores, they want to make them use clock to do it.
Absolutely.
They can't afford to let somebody get loose and run a 60-something yard touchdown run on them.
No, especially somebody like Green who can get into that open field.
Yeah, once he gets in that open field, he's got speed.
He's got jets on his feet. Winding down to the closing seconds of the third quarter. 2nd and 9 from the 32. Ramsey goes wide left. Reverse. Padilla, nothing.
Nothing there.
Try it once, fool me. Try it a second time, forget it. Engstrand, Pirate, right there.
Engstrom and Pirate once again.
Saw that one all the way. Loss of 1. 3rd and 10 from the 31.
And we're not going to have another play here in the third quarter.
That wraps up the third quarter. With 12 minutes remaining in the Trojans and Devils season. Kinnick 12, Zama 3. We'll be back. You're watching Kinnick football on C-Face 7 Sports. 3rd and 10 from the 31 for the Trojans. As we begin the fourth quarter, they're trailing by 9. Here's Anderson, prime time, under center. Handoff, Green. A whole slew of Devils finally bring him down at the 38-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what Zama does here. Will they go for it? They got 4th and about 4.
4th and 3 from the 38. A long 3.
Yeah.
They may be running out of options.
I think, well, I really think they almost have to go for it.
They are. And this is a huge gamble here.
Yeah, they've got to do something on this drive or this game's over.
Snap, handoff, Green, outside. Will get the first down.
And more.
As he's knocked out of bounds at the 49.
Ooh, right into the bench.
Green up to the 49-yard line over the right side of the line.
That was what they needed. Keep this drive going.
Yeah, I think if Zama doesn't score in this drive, this game's going to be over.
They need 6. 11-yard gain by Green. 1st and 10, just past the 49-yard line. 11:07 left. The Trojans need 2 scores, or they will be consigned to 3rd place. Huge drop. You lose this one, you finish 3rd. Win this one, you tie for 1st. Yeah. Anderson. Illegal procedure.
Yeah.
As Green jumped a little bit too soon. You were about to say, John?
I was just going to say now, that's assuming ASIJ beats Dakota, right? Because they split in the season.
This is true.
Yeah.
1st and 15 from the 44. The Mustangs in their initial meeting with Dakota won that one 47-6 in the rain.
Yeah, and then they're going to be heavy favorites to win again. There's no doubt about
question.
that. Yeah.
I mean, I made it a 2-touchdown spread, but I think it'd probably be a lot more than that. Handoff Green, bobbled it momentarily. Still on his feet to the outside. Has to outrace Engstrand. Can't do it. Out of bounds.
Good job by Engstrom.
Oh, nice job.
And Reggie Lerning there to help out.
That's the danger in letting Green out into the open field.
Yeah, it's a good thing Matt had the angle on him that time.
It's at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to have to measure again.
But I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Chains will have to come all the way across the field.
And we have timeout for measure.
Coach cannot be on the field during an official timeout. I don't know if anybody spotted that over there.
Well, all the officials are looking this way, so they're not going to spot it.
Might be just shy of the first down. Nope.
First down.
1st and 10, Trojans.
For the Trojans on that run.
And you got to give Trojans some credit here. They didn't lay down and quit.
No
after
quit
Kinnick
in them.
scored. They've come back and actually put together their best-looking drive so far.
No quit in them. Won't lay down and die for this team. 1st and 10, 41-yard line. Trojans back in Kinnick territory, trailing by 9, trying to chop it to at least 3. Split backfield for the Trojans, behind prime time.
Anderson over the ball.
In relief of Miller. Handoff Rogers. Stood up and brought down at about the 37-yard line. Gain of 4, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, that's a nice inside handoff there. Didn't gain a lot, but at least it was positive yardage.
2nd and 6 from the 37. 10.5 left. Trojans need this score and 1 more. And they need to stop the Devils on their next
That's
possession.
right. Of course, they got to get this score first, and Kinnick's going to do everything they can to keep them from getting it.
Green, straight up the middle, nothing doing. Maybe the 36-yard line.
I understand them going up the middle once. I don't understand why they did it twice.
As the Devils, as small as they are,
Their middle defense is good, and a lot of that has to do with Matt Engstrom back there playing that linebacker position. Where they've had their success is going outside.
3rd and 5 from the 36. 2 receivers to the left, Pignon and Padilla. Rogers, net and brought down, short of the first down.
Rogers across the 35, brings up 4th down.
He gained about 3.
And Engstrom up again, and I think Daniel Ayers in on that one.
He was met head on and drilled back.
Yeah, he was thrown back. He picked up a couple. It's going to be 4th and, long, short 3?
And obviously it's a go for it right here.
Oh, yeah, they got to go for it.
Everything's 4-down territory for the Trojans from this point forward.
If they go up the middle again, that'll be 4 straight plays, and I don't know. I think I'd go wide here.
Anderson pitches out to Green. He's got the opening.
He's close.
I don't think he made it.
Depends on the spot.
I don't think he made it.
See where they spot this ball. Oh, it looks like he's getting a good just short of the 30.
Boy, that's going to be close, John.
I think he got it. I think he got it.
That's going to be close. That's going to be real close. If he doesn't make it, that's a huge stop.
I tell you, yeah, this is the ball game right here for Zama. They've got to make this. And it looks like they did.
They did.
Yes.
First down.
Yep, first down. Big first down there.
About half the football.
2 conversions on 4th down.
Possession. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 just inside the 31-yard line. 8:54 left.
His time is winding down on him.
Anderson, the give to Rogers. Fumble! Ball is loose! Devils have it! 1st and 10, Kinnick! Unbelievable! Another turnover by the Trojans! Jason David!
Jason David on the recovery.
I think what happened, I don't think that was a fumble. I think he was trying to lateral that back after he was hit.
But he got popped.
Yeah, he got popped, and it looked like he was trying to give the ball back to the quarterback, and it just went flying out. And that might have done it for Zama.
That could very well be. 1st and 10, Devils
Devils take over.
at their 42-yard line. 8:44 left.
Be nice to see an 8-minute drive here.
Gannon, a lot of running room to the outside, past the 50, the 45, the 40, and knocked down. Dion Anderson with the stop. Otherwise, Gannon runs forever.
And what a block Daniel Ayers, number 20, threw to set that up.
Number 30.
Or was that number 30?
It might have been Calhoun. That was his side of the field.
It was either 20 or 30. One of them made a great block.
All right, well, 20, 30, whoever. Huge block. Gannon gains a ton of yards. 20-yard gain. First and 10, Kinnick. 38-yard line of Zama.
So let's just go ahead and put this in the end zone and call it a game.
That turnover might have been it. There's Gannon again. Through the left side. Brought down just by a shirt sleeve.
Yeah, somebody got hold of a shirt sleeve there and slowed him up and got him down.
Gain of 2. 2nd and 8 from the 36. The clock becoming an ally of the Devils. 8 minutes remaining.
8 minutes remaining in the season.
2nd and 8. Here come the Devils to the line. And you know, David's not wearing my favorite socks tonight. I'm disappointed.
Well, he retired in mid-season.
Oh, well. They still get an orny for my favorite socks.
Oh, okay.
Angstrom, big hole through the middle. Still on his feet, got away from a tackle, past the 30. Unbelievable.
Hard man to bring down. He just doesn't like to go down.
As I said many times this season, John, it's something called 8 inches below the throat and a little left of center. 3rd and 1 from the 29. Angstrom could have been knocked down for just a couple yards, got through a tackle, dragged a couple people further, all the way to the 29. 3rd and 1. Crawley taking all the time in the world to get the play off. To Gannon. First down and more. Devils knocking at the door.
This is exactly what they want to do. A little ball control offense, run that clock out. And it'd be nice to put one more score up there.
That'd just be a bonus. 4-yard gain, 1st and 10, Devils at the Trojans, 25. All heart, gang. All heart. Caldwell now in the backfield, replacing Angstrom. Here's Gannon. Through a seam, close to the 20.
Gannon down close to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Engstrom's over here on sidelines. He's not hurt. He's just tired.
Oh, yeah.
He's played a heck of a game.
Brought down by
He sure has.
He well-deserved break there for him.
4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6 from the 21. We're now down to 6 minutes. This drive consuming 3 minutes already, John.
And that's
inside the 6-minute mark.
what they want to do. That's what Barney and the coaching staff want on this one.
Now, they don't need a touchdown. They just, they're cheering for the clock right now.
Yeah, that's what they want.
From the offset eye, Gannon again. Grabbed by a shirt sleeve, but pushes forward and almost gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it, John.
Yeah, might have. He was stopped for a couple-yard loss, but was able to spin forward.
To the 20.
20-yard line.
Gain of 1. 3rd and 5. 6 plays on this drive, John. All either through the 4-hole or the 5-hole. Off tackle left, off tackle right. Gannon, 5 carries. Angstrom, 1. 5 minutes left in the game. Here's Gannon. Through the middle. Gets nothing.
The middle down to the 20-yard line brings up 4th down.
So now we've got a 4th and, about 5?
Yeah, you just go for it here. Make Zama have to hurry up. Even if you don't make the first down, the damage is done.
That's true, yeah.
Huge damage.
Yeah,
I'd like to know who made that hit that forced that fumble. Because those 2 plays right there, the fumble recovery by David, the interception by Calhoun, particularly the interception by Calhoun.
Yeah.
I mean, David slammed the door, but Calhoun was the one that stuck the knife. Here's Gannon on 4th down, to the outside, trying for the first down. Might have gotten it, John.
It's going to be close. I think he's got it.
And we have a timeout on the field as
They will measure.
It is a first down.
They will measure, I think.
It's
No,
first,
he's got the first
first
down.
Yeah, first down.
He's got the first down.
First down.
5-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Devils. 4:14 left. Clock running. And hope dwindling rapidly for the men in black.
Engstrom in the backfield along with Gannon and Crawley.
Crawley under center. Gannon once again brought down quickly that time. Nice play by Nick Walker.
Yeah, good stop there.
The Trojans know what they're going to do. So, they're just trying to button up those holes.
Yeah, Kinnick's not going to change anything. It's just going to keep going to Gannon and occasionally to Engstrom.
The Trojans have only 2 timeouts left. That's why they haven't been calling any timeouts at this point. Engstrom back in the backfield. Replacing Caldwell. Pitch out, Gannon. Got some running room, runs into his own man, gets close to the 10-yard line.
Gannon down to about the 10-yard line to pitch over the right side.
Zama got a good rush in there and hit Crowley just as he was pitching the ball. But luckily Gannon got it, turned it into a nice little run.
They need to force a turnover, Zama does.
Yeah, they absolutely. They can't let Kinnick score here.
3rd and 5 from the 10.
3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line.
Maybe just shy of the 10.
Damian Moore on for the Devils.
2:40 left, John. And counting.
Keep that clock a-moving.
Bobbled by Crawley, and he's going to be brought down.
Crawley on the bobble, throwing for a sack.
By Fabian.
Yeah, but good job of Crowley keeping that ball.
3rd down.
Loss of 6. It'll be 4th and 11 from the 16. And now,
Yeah, Zama calls that timeout.
Zama down to 1 timeout. 2:13 left. Well, certainly the Devils don't need to call timeout. That would only help the Trojans.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Kinnick needs to go for this. I don't think they need to even think about kicking a field goal.
No, not at all.
To me, bad things can happen off that.
Crawley walks off the field a little gingerly. I think he might have been hurt on that last play. I think you might see Gannon go under center this time. Maybe see Lopez or Soriano come in there. He hasn't seen very much time on the field on offense at all tonight.
No, they haven't. It's been Engstrom and Gannon primarily.
Heroic performances by both of them. Huge second half turnovers. Penalties have hurt the Trojans.
With 2:13 remaining in the season.
And Gannon is going under center.
So Gannon seeing his first action at quarterback tonight with the jumbo spread left.
Let's see if it's going to be a sweep left or a pass play, and it's a fumble.
It's a fumble, and it won't matter. The Trojans will take over.
Trojans will take over with.
But that's okay. They've got a long way to go and not very much time to do it.
But that's all the Devils really wanted to do. It's so reminiscent of what the Trojans did in the last game 2 years ago, where they took time off the clock. There are 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. That drive consumed 6 minutes and 39 seconds. Resulted in no points. But oh, was it devastating.
Yeah, that was a great drive by Kinnick.
Championship is 125 ticks away. 3 straight titles
Trojans take over
outright by the Red Devils. As we said before, the most unlikely team perhaps to do it. Yet they've done it. Pitch out Green. on 1st and 10. Gets a few yards, not a lot.
Green across the 20-yard line.
And Kinnick will give up a few yards here every now and then. They just don't want that big play.
No, they don't want to give up the home run. And that was only a gain of 2 by Green to make it 2nd and 8 from the 20.
And this shows you that Zama doesn't have much confidence in their passing game if they keep it on the ground here.
No, they've got to go to the air if they expect to score. They've hit, 80 yards to go. They got to score twice in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Here's Anderson. Straight drop. Gets rid of it. The pass for Padilla through his hands incomplete. And he was open.
Yeah, he was behind the defense there. And that was just a little too close for comfort for Kinnick.
3rd and 8 from the 20. A minute 25 remaining. 85 seconds. 85 seconds to a championship. You know, John, this is a ball club. When I saw them come out for that game against Iwakuni, I'll admit it, I was the one who said I thought they were going to get clobbered. Anderson around the left side, short of the first down. Clock continues to move.
Strange call there by Zama.
Just a 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 5 from the 23-yard line. And they obviously have to go for it. And we are down to 1 minute remaining, 4th quarter. And a timeout called by Zama.
And, yes, I see they're getting the water ready.
Yep. I just wonder who they're getting it ready for.
Well, they'll probably go for Stovall or Barney. I remember last year they went for Coach Baker, and he just kind of grabbed it as it's in midair.
I remember.
And stopped it.
I remember. You got to tip your hat to this coaching staff. Robert Stovall has done a coach of the quarter job.
Absolutely.
Mike Murphy, tremendous job on defense. Barney Rio, again, stellar performance on offense. And the people who have made it happen on the field, the Jason Davids, the Mike Calhouns, the Ray Gannons, Matt Engstrand, Jimmy Caldwell, Ray Pontemeyer, Richard Ball, Rusty Pirate,
Daniel Ayers, Reggie Larinang, bunch of
Rodel
contributors.
Lopez, Gerald Soriano. You could sit here and name them all because they've all had contributions. Here's Anderson, around right end, throws deep, tended for Padilla. The pass tipped incomplete.
Knocked down, but almost back to a Zama player.
And the Devils will take over with 46 seconds left.
It's time to light that cigar up. Figuratively speaking, of course.
And the chant of "We're number one" coming up from the Kinnick sideline.
Count down. Float builders, you have 46 seconds left to remove your float.
And another timeout called. I wonder whose timeout it was because Zama was out of timeouts.
No, that was Kinnick's.
So, yeah, Kinnick took the timeout. And
Kinnick takes the timeout.
I think at this point here, what Stovall is just going to tell him is take the knee, be done with it.
That's what you do. You take the knee, let the clock run out,
I think
start celebrating.
Also, what you might see is a lot of the seniors step on the field, which is traditional, the season-ending game. It's the last time that the seniors will ever suit up for the Devils.
That's right. In a lot of cases, it's the last time they'll suit up.
For football period, yes.
Football period, yeah.
Because this is a grand opportunity for young men out here. A lot of the people that you see, stateside programs, especially the large schools, they want the wide bodies. They want the 280-pounders, and they just aren't out here. That's why playing football in the Far East is such a grand opportunity for these young people who otherwise might not get a chance to play.
That's true. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
In the States. And they do get, especially Kinnick, they do get the opportunity not only to step on the field, but to step on it as champions. And Crawley does step back on the field. He will take the knee.
And here comes the bucket of water. Some of the players are getting it together. They're trying to hide it a little bit.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
And ladies and gentlemen, here we have
That's, Stovall was not awake on that one.
It's the Gatorade shower.
Don't say you weren't warned, Mr. Stovall.
It's 2nd and 12 from the 25. The Devils have to run only one more play.
2nd and 12 from the
It'll be a knee,
25.
undoubtedly. And with the play, one last play, Crawley, another knee, and that brings to a conclusion the championship season for the Kinnick Red Devils for the 3rd straight year. The Kanto Plain Association of Secondary Schools champions.
An outstanding job by our Kinnick Red Devils for the 3rd year in a row.
We congratulate the Devils and the Trojans for a hard-fought effort. And until the All-Star game next week, for the entire C-Phase 7 crew, Skyler, who stood out there in the freezing cold, keeping that camera from blowing over, and of course for John Leinard, Dave Ornauer of Stars and Stripes, we bid you so long and good night. This has been a presentation of C-Phase 7 Sports, a division of your MWR. Good night, John.
Good night, Dave.
For Kinnick, the captains are number 75, James Urasuska, number 12, James Colwell, number 85, Rusty Pyrites, and number 26, Richard Cannon. Zama has won the toss and is elected to receive. Kinnick will defend the windy edge of the field. Mr. Chris Stevens, good luck, gentlemen.